Good morning, viewers. In today's episode, Internet Review, and once again, it's the sixth one if my math doesn't fail me. I've prepared a series of short videos for you, which you basically sent me, and I'll try to comment on them and tell you about them. What's in these videos? They feature all kinds of strange little creatures. The way it shot out. I wouldn't be surprised if this was filmed in East Asia. So what's happening here? These two beetles, a rhinoceros beetle and a stag beetle, are fighting because they're both males. You've already seen stag beetles from the stag beetle family on my channel when I showed our Polish stag beetle. I hope to record a video about the rhinoceros beetle this year, the one with the unusual horn. It belongs to the species Alomerina dicotoma, and these are very popular rhinoceros beetles. In East Asia, many Asians are obsessed with breeding beetles. I don't know why. They can spend a ton of money on it, and I mean a ton of money. You can often see these beetle fights, even on YouTube. Here, a rhinoceros beetle, the one with the horn, and a stag beetle, the one with the mandibles, were chosen. And the humor of the whole situation came from the fact that these are such big beetles. Exactly. Both rhinoceros beetles and stag beetles have two claws at the ends of their legs, and these claws help them, for example, to climb trees or to hold on to surfaces in general. And you can see that the surface they're on, I don't know, it's some kind of basket or something. The beetle on the right clung to the basket so tightly that when it let go, it shot off like a slingshot. That's all. I don't know what else there is to comment on here, but seriously, if you look hard enough, you'll find tons and tons of videos with those Chinese or Japanese characters. In Japan, it's a real craze. People even hold competitions, not only with these types of insects. It's a totally weird world, I mean. On one hand, I get it, because I'd probably raise some myself too. Let's move on. Yeah, clearly a spider isn't. Leak. I bet this video was recorded in Australia. I mean, that's what I think because of that spider. No, that's a typical Huntsman spider from the Sparacidae family, very common in Australia. Almost always when people mention Huntsmans, they mean spiders from this family. In Polish, this family is called Spaczachowati. So I'm taking out this little guy. This is an adult male Holconia murrayensis ops. He's, you know, pretty harmless even though he looks scary. I know these spiders look scary. They're big, they've got splayed legs, and pretty powerful chelicerae. If you live in Australia or think spiders, they walk around killing people, that's not true. These spiders really aren't able to do any serious harm to a person. They may seem scary, but they're actually gentle like teddy bears and not to be feared. Yes, okay, they're definitely venomous, and if they bite, it won't be pleasant at all, but like I said, absolutely nothing will happen to us. Honestly, Australia has worse things than Huntsman, as shown in this video. It's clear that this lady knows that the spider doesn't pose a threat to her life and she just wants to take it out of the car. Why do these spiders end up in cars? I think they want to escape the scorching Australian sun. When it's hot and humid, it's no surprise a spider wants to hide in the shade. So they just crawl under door handles into cars and so on and so on. There are many videos of people panicking and chasing spiders out of their cars, like when one crawls out from behind the mirror while driving. Don't worry, there's nothing to be afraid of, it's really not that bad. What do we have next? Ah, yes, helicopter, helicopter, helicopter. In case anyone is wondering, is this video fake or is it real? It's true. Okay, this beetle really exists. It really lives in the world, and what's more, I can prove it to you. Wait. And the proof of its existence is very simple, not to say mundane. I have a beetle here, and this is a real beetle that once lived, that was caught, prepared, and now it's in a frame. You can also buy this beetle in the store. This isn't double advertising, and there aren't too many ads. The beetle is called Megasoma elephas. It lacks a Polish name, some call it the elephant beetle, but I avoid those Polish terms. It naturally occurs in South and Central America. Well, that's just how it is. That's how these beetles are. They just grow like that big, you know. From today on, it's clear that there are all sorts of wonders in the world and all kinds of big bugs roaming around. And what's cool about it is that, first of all, it has a very strong sexual dimorphism. Both the beetle from the video and this specimen here are males, and you can tell males by this horn. It's also a very close cousin of the beetle from the first video, which also had that kind of horn. No, but you can see the resemblance. Both beetles are in the same family. Why do they need those horns? The males need those horns so they can fight each other with them. The females, because the females, they look like if you just cut off those horns from the beetle, right? The females don't have horns, they're hornless and look like a typical beetle. Except that they're also this size, so that's the story, and that's what's beautifully shown in this film. These beetles can fly, yes, they're normally capable of flight, and they can move around in the treetops without any problem. On this channel you once saw a flight demonstration of a different African beetle, but as for the female here, but it looks pretty similar and the sound is pretty much the same, basically like someone turned on a vacuum cleaner. They fly very loudly and the flapping of their wings is incredibly audible and you can really get startled. Especially if, I don't know, something like that flies into you. Since those beetles are also drawn to light, if one hits the window, it's the same thing. Yeah, being scared is scary, right? Little dragons Hachiseptem are caterpillars of the two-tailed bushel butterfly. My friends, these horned, crawling creatures are funny and strange. As it turns out, these are butterfly caterpillars, and what's more, a butterfly that can also be found in Europe, mainly in southern Europe. If we go, I don't know, to Croatia or Greece or Spain, we will most likely encounter such a butterfly if we're a bit lucky. The butterfly is called Soltanek in Polish. That's the name in the book on my shelf. I don't know who created it, but it fits since the butterfly is very pretty. Heraxis yacius is, to my knowledge, the only Heraxis genus butterfly found in Europe. Well, the butterfly is generally beautiful. I'd say it's quite massive because they're great flyers, they fly very fast, and they're really attracted to rotten fruit. So for example, if you see a fig tree, I don't know, maybe in Greece, it's very likely that if there are figs lying on the ground, you'll come across such a butterfly there. They love those juices, and that's what their caterpillars look like. Well, here, as far as I know, there's no explanation for why they have those 4 horns. I'm not sure why, but butterfly caterpillars from the Heraxis genus usually have dragon-like horned heads. Yes, that's just how it is. Alright, let's move on to the next video. Oh, there's even music from Kung Fu Panda here. Damn, I really missed this video last year when I was recording the video about Katnick and when I was recording the video about Nasosnik. Because, well, okay, Katnick, I think Katnick, because these 2 spiders are most likely in this video. Folcus or Nasosnik are those thin spiders often found in apartment corners. Katnick refers to either the Tegenaria or Eratigena genus. And it's often the case that even though these Katnicks are much more massive, they're spiders that we are also a bit afraid of. I've uploaded a few videos about Katnicks here, and the big ones really stand out. It often turns out that such a big Katnick can easily lose to a thin Folcus. That's because the Folcus simply uses a large amount of web. And when the Katnick gets tangled up, you know, even though he's bigger and stronger, he just doesn't stand a chance against such a small spider. Yes, this is already the next video, it's another hunt, but this time I see we're dealing with an Arachnids. There's an Arachnids that's desperately trying to climb up its thread. I said climb up again. Will you mention that in the comments? They can climb their thread quickly, but I see that here, the Hymenopteron is effectively preventing it from doing so. And in the end you can see that unfortunately the spider lost, and it's most likely some kind of Hymenopteron that just, well, it specializes in hunting spiders. Then it stings them in a way that paralyzes the spider, and then it takes the spider to its burrow so it can serve as food for its larvae. That's usually how wasps that hunt spiders work. Yes, then the larva hatches and eats the still living spider. If it were dead, it would rot and mold, killing the larva. But since it's just paralyzed, it's alive the whole time. Yeah, it's a bit cruel, but that's just how it is. So what's next? Oh my, you guys sent me this video so many times that I finally decided, no, I just have to add a commentary to this video because it can't go on like this. My dear friends, a lot of your questions were like, is this true or is it fake? And the answer is pretty obvious, it's fake. Listen. First of all, spiders that big and in that shape don't exist. There are no such spiders in the world. Secondly, you can clearly see that it's just a computer-generated spider that was specifically made to be petted with fingers like that. So don't worry, things like this don't happen in nature. Spiders aren't capable of feeling like that. They can't feel things like, I don't know, tickling, stroking, or any of that stuff we can do. I don't know, like with little puppies, so it's 100% computer-generated image, and that's it, so don't worry, it's cool. This video was also sent to me, but literally in the last 5 days it was sent a dozen times, and I was thinking, wow, many people are sending this because the video caused some buzz. And the situation happening in it is very biological because this scorpion is simply pooping. Let's move on to the next video. Oh yeah, this video was also quite a hit back in the day. I think it was about 2 weeks ago, and from what I know, it was uploaded by the gentleman who actually services these things. I'm not sure what this is, pipes, maybe a box. Many of you asked what kind of spiders these are. And if I had to guess, because this is just a guess, I can't tell exactly what kind of spider it is from this video, but if I had to guess, it's a house spider. And there are just a lot of these house spiders here because it's dark there, they seem to have good living conditions and it's peaceful for them. Until someone like him opens the box. This video also shows that these spiders are communal and can live in large groups. And of course, if they run out of food, they'll eat each other. But so far, from what I can see, they're all alive, they're all big, they're adults, which means they have enough to eat and, well, they're just living their lives. But of course, if someone doesn't like spiders, well, it's a nightmare. Oh yes, it's really intense, terrifying. My dear friends, do you know what kind of creature this is? Well, this creature is something I once made an entire video about, and this creature is called a Solifugae. This is a Solifugae, which some people call a camel spider, and it is an arachnid. Interestingly, it's non-venomous, so a bite won't inject venom, but it's still a terrifying creature. They usually live in semi-desert or desert areas, they run very fast, and that's what this video shows. They have a certain ability that some spiders also possess, for example, the largest spider in Africa, Pelinobius muticus. They, my friends, can make sounds, and in such creatures this is called stridulation. Which means they can stridulate, and in the case of this solifuge, the stridulation takes the form of these squeaky sounds that they make when they are disturbed, when they want to scare off an attacker. This solifuge isn't fleeing, showing it's defensive, fierce, and a true killing machine. I'll show you a clip of my solifuge feeding earlier. A monstrous spectacle. They have vertically set chelicerae that move like a sword to tear prey apart when eating. Very interesting, but super scary. What's next? Ah, right, this had to show up eventually. The so-called peacock spider, that is, spiders from the Maratus genus, are of course jumping spiders, which are some of the most intelligent arachnids in the world. These are spiders that, among other things, rely on their vision. They can actually see, that's exactly why they have those big eyes, they can actually see, and now since they can see, it would also be nice for them to have something to look at. Evolution figured it out in such a way that both males and females, when trying to mate, can see each other, and so the male, so to speak, can impress the female. They put on quite a show, seriously, listen, they dance and it's not fake. These spiders exist and are mostly found in Australia. And they have something like this, these abdomens. It kind of looks like they have a little rug laid on their abdomen, and when they lift it, the rug spreads out. They put on a show and raise their legs while doing it. They dance in front of females or rival males to impress or scare them. It's incredible. As far as I know, they're not on the market yet, so I can't show them to you live right now. Oh yes, this is a marvel. Listen, it's likely a spider from the Linotella genus. I'm also keeping an eye on this spider because it's amazing. It's not a tarantula like the ones I have here, it's something different. However, these spiders are quite venomous, that's the first thing, and they make very, very dense, very complicated web structures. You can also see this in the video. By the way, the creator, whom I found on Instagram, makes amazing content. Seriously, check out his Instagram for incredible videos with outstanding quality and visuals. So hats off, really, because it's a beautiful presentation of the world of spiders. And here we can see that these spiders are very fierce, let's call it that, completely merciless. It doesn't bite this bug, I mean the larva, the woodworm. Hard. And what, that's it already? I thought there were more videos, but if that's it, we're done. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want more videos from this series, I warmly invite you to my Instagram where you can easily send me videos like this. If you find something, let me know. Once I have a dozen videos, we'll make another one. Episode 7, see you in the next video. Bye.